Oh, come on.
Greg is looking for a second date update this morning with Tara. Hi, Greg.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Happy to have you. How can we help?
I'm not sure this is a good idea, but here we go. So I didn't sleep with her, so whatever she says can't be too horrible or embarrassing, right?
I suppose.
In theory.
Unless the reason she didn't sleep with you is because she spotted something or just wasn't attracted to you. But
Well, I hope that's not the case.
well, let's start from the beginning. How did you meet Tara in the first place?
I met her on Match, and I took her out to a nice dinner. Not like too nice, not over the top. Just just to sit and eat and talk and get to know each other a little bit. Everything that I saw on her Match profile, I really liked her. She's attractive, and her likes and her hobbies are in line with mine, and all the things that I do. So I had hopes. I guess expectations, as they say, right? When we got together, I ended up, liking her more than I thought I would. It's honestly been a long time since I met someone that I was really interested in. I don't know. I thought that there was a connection there, and she seemed to be into it. She was really chatty too. It wasn't like a one-way conversation type of thing. She was laughing. I didn't get any indications that anything went wrong. I walked her, to her car at the end of the night, and she hugged me goodbye, and I said, I'll talk to her soon, and she said okay, and that was maybe I want to say 5 days ago. So, I called and, I messaged and nothing. So, I don't know. I was hoping that you guys could maybe either help me or maybe find some closure. Either way, I'd be fine. It just feels like crap not getting, a response,
Yeah. Were you nervous on the date? Because I'm sensing nervousness from you now. As you're
Or
telling the
discomfort.
story. No offense, I don't mean to be picking on you, but you're using a lot of filler words like this and that and you're kind of flying through it, and it just makes me feel like if this is how you were conversing, maybe she picked up on a certain nervous energy that made her uncomfortable. I'm just speculating here. I'm not trying to be critical or pick on you.
Because I didn't know. I don't take it critically. I didn't even know that I was giving that off. So it's possible.
All right. All right, so I'm sorry. How did the date end again?
I gave her a hug, and I said I'd reach out to her. I walked her to her car, and then, I haven't heard from her in 5 days. So,
okay, no theories.
Now that you mentioned the nervous thing, I wonder if I came across nervous. You're opening my eyes to that. I didn't see that.
Well, being as we weren't there, we just try to pick up on whatever clues we can to get an overall sense of the vibe.
She was laughing during the dinner. She was speaking too. I didn't dominate the conversation. I definitely gave space for her to kind of, tell me about her. So I think it went well. I really do.
Okay.
You guys have any questions?
I can't think of anything.
No, you brought up what I was going to say. Just you're kind of like a little tense. Yeah.
Well, this is a nerve-wracking situation.
Sure.
You're putting yourself out there, and
Well, you're on the radio.
millions upon millions of people are listening to you right now, and that can be a little intense.
Well, and it lives forever on the podcast.
Forever.
People can always go back.
Very kind. You're very kind.
All right, well, why don't we take a break? When we come back, we're just going to call Tara, try to get some feedback from her and see what she thought of Greg and her date with him, and if there's any chance of these two ever getting together again. As Second Date Update continues next with Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102. Well, it's a pretty cut and dry case here, seemingly so. Greg met Tara on Match. They went out to dinner, and the conversation felt, for the most part, pretty free and easy. He felt like it was an even exchange, that he didn't dominate the conversation, that they seemed to share a similar sense of humor. And they hugged, parted ways. He was adamant that he did not sleep with her. He just can't figure out why she's blowing him off after he's made attempts to reach out and get together again. So here we are, and unless there's anything important that I left out, Greg.
I think I'm ready.
All right, let's call Tara.
Hello?
Hi, Tara.
Yeah?
Jeff and Jen at Q102 calling. How are you?
Get out of here. Who is this?
It's Jeff, Jen. We got Fritch and Tim.
Morning.
Hi, how you doing?
And
You
you're
sound
on
very awake.
speakerphone.
Are you serious right now? This is crazy.
How you doing?
I'm fine. What are you guys up to? What is this? Did I win something?
Maybe. We want to send you to a nice dinner with Greg.
Oh, my God. Did he call you?
He did.
Oh,
And,
my gosh. Really?
Well, he said you and him had a great date. Was hoping to see you again for a second date. He's tried to reach out a couple times. I don't know if you're just busy or
Yeah, no.
you've been a little scarce lately.
Yeah, well, I did like him, but it was kind of a weird conversation. And I don't know, there was just this really uncomfortable, kind of inappropriate, rude line of questioning that he kind of threw at me. And I didn't know what to make of it. I don't even know what you call it, really, but it just seemed inappropriate a little bit. Like,
What were some of the
I don't
questions?
know. I don't know. He keeps asking me about money, which I found really bizarre. Like, how much money do I make? And, you know, I'm a nurse practitioner, and he's like, how much money can you make doing that? Is there room for advancement? Is that as good as it gets? He was giving me like the third degree, and, oh, do I have credit card bills? And do I have a 401k? And how much money do I put into that? And what are your savings? And what kind of investments do you have? Does your money, he even asked me, he's like, does your family have money? I was like, holy
Wow.
crap, what is going on with this guy?
Okay, I could see it if it was like, hey, nursing, that's cool. What kind of money can you make in nursing? Like more of a general question.
Exactly. And he even asked me what my expected standard of living was. And I didn't even know how to answer that. I was like, dude, I just pay my bills and, live life. I don't know.
That's funny.
It was weird. I mean, nobody asks me stuff like that. And I don't honestly feel really comfortable talking about money with people. I don't know. It just seemed weird. And it was a first date. Like, I don't even know you. And you're grilling me over money. It was weird.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask, because if you've ever heard our show, Tara, we make these calls and we got the caller on the line. So Greg's been listening to you kind of reveal, what it is that irked you about the date. Greg, what was up with that line of questioning?
Okay, I can definitely explain it.
Okay. That's so
on.
funny.
Hold on.
Yeah, just give me time to think.
No. I spent the afternoon with one of my best friends who's going through a divorce, and the dude is just devastated, right?
Yeah.
So she lied. His ex-wife lied to him about everything to do with money. She lied about how much money she was making, how much savings she had. She had all kinds of credit card bills, and this dude is completely blindsided, and now he's screwed because she's going to wipe him out in the divorce. Because that conversation happened earlier in the day, it made me a little bit nervous, and it makes sense what you said earlier, that I probably had some nervous energy about that. It was clearly on the top of my mind, and the questions just came out of my mouth. I 100% agree it was probably inappropriate for a first date conversation, but it is, I think, important to have this conversation later on down the line. And I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry if I came across nervously asking about money or whatever. That's just where I was coming from. I'm a human.
Well done.
That was a really nice.
I mean,
That sounds
And
rehearsed.
that is the truth.
It was good though. It was good.
Jeez, oh, pig.
But that's a real thing, what he's talking about. That's a real thing with guys that when they have I've had conversations like what he's talking about with one of my buddies, and it'll send you into a mental tailspin, man.
Make you feel like you need to start hiding money places.
Absolutely.
I need an offshore account.
Offshore bank account. Immediately thought the same thing.
That's a glaring reminder. You know what? It happens.
I'm buying gold and
I need
silver
to
and
start
hiding
paying more
it.
attention to our mail and see what's happening.
Right? And I mean, I love the apology and you acknowledging that, Greg. Tara, I don't know if that makes a difference to you.
Yeah, I mean, I get it now. I mean, that totally makes sense. And I would understand, him being like paranoid and everything. I just wish he would have like said that before he started asking me all these questions. it just made me so uncomfortable, and it was so weird and so unlike a normal first date that I just kind of got weirded out by it. But I get it.
Well, and as guys, we got to keep that stuff in check too. Like, take it for what it's worth. It's one person's experience, and not let our imagination or our paranoia, fear and paranoia
the woman
run
you're
away
dating
with us.
or married to would do the same thing to you.
Right.
Right.
Not that had anything to do with why we signed a prenup.
Right.
But if you're open to it, we'd love to send you both out for a nice dinner. Consider it a second date on us.
Yeah.
If you're open to it.
I'd be willing.
Okay. And, if the time does come, you'll be open to a conversation about a prenup.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just so you know, we're always worth a lot more than you think we are.
Will you shut it?
Yeah. Right.
That's all I want to say.
What's the culture where it's acceptable to ask those kinds of questions? Is it a Middle Eastern country or somewhere in Asia or maybe India where it's not uncommon for people to just flat out ask you, just as a way of getting to know you? It's just them being friendly when they say, how much did your house cost?
Oh.
What is your yearly salary? There are places in the world where that's totally acceptable.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know.
Let me look it up.
Is. Yeah.
I don't know if they go so far as to say, how often do you and your wife hook up? But I do think when it comes to things like money or financial
It
details.
says here, it looks like in South Asian countries, it says that it's okay to talk about money on different dating stages.
It's not considered tacky everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you two are willing to give it a second shot. So, Tara, we'll set up the details with Greg. You'll be hearing from him. And we really appreciate you coming on Second Date Update and being honest with us and giving Greg the opportunity to
Explain
himself.
Well, thank you guys.
I'm very grateful.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and then make sure no dates, or no friends, no other crazy conversations before you go out on this date. Just stay at home.
Avoid everyone.
Just stay at home.
Yeah.
Don't even turn the news on.
Don't talk to your buddy who's going through the divorce.
That's so funny.
All right. If we can do a second date update for you, shoot us an email, Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com. It's 7:37 coming up. The secret sound worth $3,000. And if you missed it earlier this morning on the Facebook Live video, we revealed a new clue.
A new clue. So you might want to grab that if you got